is our language. Creativity is our weapon. And perfection is the only option. Your ride, your brand, your image, elevated to a level that can't be ignored. This isn't just a wrap, it's a revolution. Regal Wraps and Designs, where power meets style, and style becomes unforgettable. At Regal Wraps and Designs, we don't follow trends, we set them. Every line, every finish, every detail is built to dominate. From flawless vehicle wraps to bold custom designs, we take your vision and redefine it. Seamless statements, artful accents, hues of harmony. We are Regal Wraps and Designs.
All right, good evening there, everyone. Welcome to another night here up on the pole. We get set to rock and roll here tonight. Watching Chris Klein out there in that number 51. Okay, what down there out of corner. No, out of that corner, number 2, sitting a pretty decent pace there as they get rolling here. I gotta make sure I get this name right. I didn't realize I had it wrong. Nice Beachfront 55. I believe it's the 55, or is it the 50? Let's see here. Is it the 50-100 or 55-100? I'll get that note. I'll get that here in one moment. 55-100.
You and I both agree on this, but there's always a great debate about it. And how do you spell these words? Lowercase t, capital S, P-O-S. That is correct. All right. We agree.
Oh, wait, this is for wrong class. This is... Bear with us here as I have the... I gotta get this switched over, so just give me one quick moment here as our SDK gets switched. Hopefully it doesn't give us any issues here.
You're ready to go when you are, sir.
Alrighty. Well, I think we're pretty good to go here in the booth.
All right, we will advance the session.
All right, here we are for your heat number 1. You see it here tonight for your Beachfront 55 here at Myrtle Beach Speedway. We got Jeff Clifton starting out there on the pole. Josh Green there in second. Chris Klein in third inside row number 2 with Dustin Logston out there to his outside there in fourth. Third row back, Frank Griffith there in the number 54. Driving at number 5 with Adam Clark there in 6. Driving at number 32. Everybody getting set to rock to roll as we get rolling here. There is it. Your ticker there on the side. 10 laps to go. And hopefully we'll play along tonight. Okay, we'll see. As all plays out. Working there down the back straightaway. Now we see Josh Green back there. Out on that outside lane, out of Henderson, North Carolina. Chris Klein, he's back there as well, out of Beaufort, Georgia. And I know I still gonna mess with that. I'm gonna mess with that some yet, so we'll get that driver thing fixed at some point here. I thought I had it looking better for this week, but obviously not. As you watch them all work down that back straightaway here in the corner number 3. Coming there off turn 4 out front, Clifton, and Adams Clark around back here at the back. Caution flag waves here in heat number 1. They all go to a crawl here coming out of the corner. Down that back straightaway. Dustin Logston back here in the number 3 spot. Driving at number 81 here tonight. Chris Klein there fourth. Frank Griffith there in 5th. See if they can get any of these cars to move up through the field as they come around here getting back behind the pace car. Josh Green still there in second and driving at number 69. Chris Klein there in the 81. I'm sorry, no, that's Chris Klein in the number 51. Dustin Logston's in the 81. Lights off on that car, on that pace car. We're going to be going back green flag racing. Here is a roll out of corner number 4. Down across the front straightaway. Green flags back out. Clifton down there in the corner number 1. Look out, here comes Klein down there. And it looks like Clifton might be having some issues with the issues there with the connection, but it looks like it's stabilized now. You watch Klein underneath of the 69 Josh Green, as Green's trying to battle that high side here at Myrtle Beach down around corner number 1 and 2. And that's going to be Green up there into the outside wall. That's going to be caution number 2. He's now got no front bumper on that machine. Here in the coming across the line, second caution of heat number 1 of the street stocks here tonight. Getting line back up, getting ready to go back green flag racing. And we're going out of there. Off of the corner, there we go. Clifton back out there to the lead. As Klein gets there in a second. And we're there off of the corner. And down through off of 4, back out here, going to the front straightaway. Off 1 and 2 down that back straightaway. Here they go. Trying to make something happen here as they work into 3 and 4. Across that front stretch there in the 1 and 2. And 1 and 2 once again onto that back straightaway. Here for your street stock division of SRA. Caution flag comes back out, this time for Dustin Logston again. Or no, Josh Green back here involved. Josh Green was the previous one. This one's for Dustin Logston. They work there off turn number 2. Scheme down there across the bottom, just gets loose coming there out of the corner. Tries to stave it and doesn't. Ends up into the outside wall and taps Josh Green. Josh Green going around there into number 69. Tough break here for some of these drivers in this heat race already tonight. Myrtle Beach posing a slippery track, especially coming off turn 2 tonight. Lights are off, we're going back, green flag racing out to the 3rd caution. Here for your Beachfront Myrtle Beach race tonight. This is your street stocks are running the Beachfront 55, and then your limited, or your, sorry, not limited, your late model stocks are running in the Beachfront 100. White flag in the air down here in the corner number 1. This is going to be it. Final lap as they dive in here in the corner 1 and 2. Got to try to get up there. Can't quite yet. Line there in 2nd. Got to dive in here in through 3 and 4. Nothing there. Clifton comes off turn 4. Clifton getting that winner checkered flag here for heat number 1. Then going to drift it down through turn 1 and 2. You got to wait here for your results. Results of heat number 1 are as follows. Jeff Clifton there getting that win. Chris Klein in 2nd. Frank Griffith there in 3rd. Adam Clark there in 4th. Dustin Logston there in 5th. Josh Green there in 6th. All right, heat number 2. This is your starting grid. Bill Bigley Jr. there on pole with the number 58, who is outside for Airborne Motorsports. The number 75, Eric Spencer. Row number 2 on that inside for Outcast Racing, the 86 of Colt Ansley. On his outside, Aaron Longworth driving a number 9 for Tier 1 Motorsports, and back there at the back, starting there in 5th tonight on that inside line, the 50 of Jason Steptoe. Ten laps to distance here for your heat races. There's what we were talking about the ticker tonight. It doesn't always seem to want to play along for these heat races. As the pace car comes rolling around there, we'll see if it fixes itself, but I'm going to say that it most likely will not. And it's got both heats gridded up there at the same time on it. Off corner number 4 down that front straightaway. Green flag is out. Now here in the corner number 1, big lead down there on that inside lane. Got a great run. The 75 there, Spencer's all of a sudden got company underneath him as he works off. There is Colt Ansley in at number 86 trying to get that second spot. Off corner number 4 they go. Back onto the front stretch. Slides it on up there in the second place here through 1 and 2. Everybody single file now as you watch them work there off of 2. And this is where drivers were getting loose. Just like you've seen there out of Bill Bigley. I think Bigley got a little loose there coming out of 2. Does a good job keeping the wheel to it. As they now work off, and oh no, caution in corner number 4 as Spencer and Steptoe come together. Working there off of corner number 3 and 4. Steptoe and Spencer get together after Spencer dips out of line there. A little loose there down that back straightaway there. Now you watch come here in the corner 3 and 4. Just ends up sideways there on the bottom. And goes around for a ride. A little bit of damage on the front end of that street stock here tonight. With caution out. Lights are off. We're getting back, ready to go back. Green flag racing here from Myrtle Beach. Let us know if you got comments or anything you'd love to shout out there on the air. Let us know. We will go and read them off. Off corner number 4, green flag back in the air here in the corner number 1. Hey, watch there, off up 2. 5 drivers battling here for it. As you watch that 42 there of Aaron Longworth as he is number 9 on the scoreboard. Trying to get underneath the 86 of Colt Ansley. There we go, now the 9. Oh yeah, that's right, he's number 9 on the scoreboard. 42 on the track. Now they work down there through turn 3 and 4 here on lap number 7. Spencer there in a 4th. Right behind him, Jason Steptoe trying to work his way up here into the pack, but can't quite seem to get there as of yet. Down there through 1 and 2. Back off the back straightaway here, trying to get these cars to get acclimated to the track here tonight. Now they come there off 4, back around onto the front straightaway down here in the corner 1 and 2 with Ansley up there on that top. Now he's down there on the bottom trying to get up there to Bigley. Can't quite get there. Now he works there off 2. Bigley still leads the way out front after driving back out to it after he got loose there early on in the race, sliding back into 3rd. Now he's got it back up there in the front where he started tonight. Down there on the bottom, off of corner number 2. Heading down that back straightaway. Bigley, Ansley, Longworth, Spencer, and Steptoe. That is your field so far. Here for heat number 2. Up off 4, here coming across the stripe 3 laps ago here in heat number 2. Then all right, down there off turn 2. You watch Bigley working down that back straightaway. Everybody just kind of single file. You got Eric Spencer back there. Looked like he tried to get underneath of Longworth. Can't quite get there as of yet. Tough track here tonight as it takes a lot of finesse to get underneath somebody. There you go. Spencer's got a line there. Can he get underneath Longworth? He does so. Keeps it together. Gets loose off turn number 2. Tries to get the power back underneath it. Coming here into corner 3 and 4. Longworth now back on the bottom here. They come off of 4. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go here at Myrtle Beach for heat number 2 of the street stocks. Down that back straightaway here with Spencer underneath of Longworth. They battle it into 3 and 4 once again. Spencer there. They touch a little bit. Spencer dripped it and he's going to lose it. And Longworth is going to take 3rd spot. Bigley gets the win here in heat number 2. Heat number 2 results. Billy Bigley getting that win. Colt Ansley there in second. Aaron Longworth there third. Eric Spencer there fourth. Jason Steptoe there in fifth.
Do you want to talk to anybody before we start late models?
Yeah, we could. I was looking to see if I could move people, and I see I don't have that permission as of yet.
Okay. Who do you want?
I was looking for our heat winners is what I was going to do.
Let me give you Jeff Clifton.
My nipples are very sensitive.
Find our heat winners.
All right, Jeff Clifton.
Good evening there, Jeff. How's it going?
Oh, it's going. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. You did a good job out there for heat number 1.
Yeah, we're having a little bit of connection issues because we had some pretty bad weather yesterday. So I just tried to get as far out front as possible so that I wasn't a problem. It's a pretty good track, pretty loose. The feature's going to be rough because we got 50 laps. I imagine we're probably going to have to take tires at least a couple of times. But we're looking forward to it.
Well, with you saying about tires, how important do you think them tires are going to be tonight?
Well, Myrtle Beach is awfully notorious for being abrasive because of all the sand. And these tires on these street stocks already are not very reliable as far as wear goes. So I imagine we're probably going to use at least 2 sets of tires in addition to the ones we have on the car, because 50 laps is a decent amount of laps for this track, and the way that we race here is it's going to be tight. It's going to be fast. We have some fast guys, so everybody's going to be pushing, and those tires are going to be hot, and they're going to just get eaten up. So I imagine we're probably going to go through a couple.
Oh, I'm sure, and it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. I saw that there was quite a few drivers getting loose, especially off turn 2 tonight.
Oh, it's really loose. I mean, you probably saw in the heat. I got loose a couple of times there because I sent it in a little bit too hard. I mean, if everybody stays conservative, I imagine we'll be okay. But towards the end, I think it'll probably be a little hectic.
Alrighty, well, congrats getting that win there in your heat, and we'll see what you can do there in the future, starting there on pole.
I appreciate it.
All right, that's Jeff Clifton, your winner in heat number 1. You got anybody you want to give shout-outs to there for getting... Oh, he's gone. All right, Frank, if you can help us get Billy Bigley for heat number 2. All right, good evening there, Bigley. How's it going?
Good.
Man, seems like you had a little trouble there early on coming off of turn 2, but then you got it dialed in and recaptured that pole position where you started and brought it back to victory lane there for your heat win.
Yeah, I was overdriving at first, and then I just calmed myself down after that. I knew I got in the corner too hard a couple times early on, and I knew the street stocks are free, and I just messed up like twice, the one time, and it hurt me, and then thank God, me and the 75 kind of got together. I leaned on him, we kind of touched, and that's what brought the yellow out. And thank God we went back to the last completed lap, and I just took my time in front of Colt and just made sure I was driving it straight off the corner.
You did a great job, and it seems like it's easy to overdrive these here at Myrtle Beach tonight.
Yeah, the street stocks you can't. If you overdrive it by maybe a half a car or so, you'll get really free and you'll burn the rear tires off really quickly. And that's why I just have to, you kind of just got to kind of back your corner up a little bit and then just to be easier.
Well, and then you got to make sure you don't get on that gas too early or too quick either.
Yeah, I don't really gas it up that hard. I kind of wait a little bit in the center, so I make sure my wheel's straight also, and gas it up, and so I make sure I'm straight off the corner, and so I don't get loose like a couple guys did behind me. I wasn't worried about it.
Yeah, that's what I said. We've seen a few guys get loose there off turn 2 especially. But you did a great job gathering it back up, getting back out there, get the pole position, as we said, and bring it back across for victory lane. How do you think you're going to feel starting on the outside row of for the feature?
I'll be all right. I'm gonna just take my time. I know it's 50 laps, so I'm still, yeah, I'm just gonna take my time because I know a lot of these guys are gonna burn their tires off early, and I'll just take my time and see what they'll do. And just if I get down as quick as I can, if I get down quickly, and then just not try to kill my stuff early, and then I'll start running hard at the end, and they'll see it. That's what I'm doing in late model 2. You'll see me. I kind of won't drive too hard. I'll kind of ride a little bit, and then I'll take when I want to take off. I'll take off.
Alrighty, well, congrats there so far tonight, and we'll see how well you do in the feature. You got anybody you want to give shout-outs to there before we let you go?
Yeah, I gotta thank Frank and all that, my guys, because I like short track leagues. This is my bread and butter right here. I'm pretty good at it, and this is what I race in real life too. Just letting you know, this is what I like.
Alrighty, well, congrats there, Big Lee, and we'll see you in the feature.
All right, you ready to advance?
We will here after a commercial break.
Precision is our language. Creativity
I'll
is our
let you know here.
and perfection is the only option. Your ride, your brand, your image, elevated to a level that can't be ignored. This isn't just a wrap, it's a revolution. Regal Wraps and Designs, where power meets style, and style becomes unforgettable. At Regal Wraps and Designs, we don't follow trends, we set them. Every line, every finish, every detail is built to dominate. From flawless vehicle wraps to bold custom designs, we take your vision and redefine it. Seamless statements, artful accents, hues of harmony. We are Regal Wraps and Designs.
Try and get into the second. Here from the Speedway as we get set for heat number 1 of your late model stocks. See here if we can get this figured out. Make sure we got it correct here. All right, here we are with your heat number 1. Good turnout here tonight for your heat late model stocks. Here in heat number 1, 9 drivers. Peyton Howell bringing it out there onto the pole. Dustin Sorber there in 2nd. Aaron Longworth there in 3rd. Chris Klein there in 4th. Jeff Clifton there in 5th. Keenan Kimber there in 6th. Samuel Longworth there in 7th. Eric Spencer in 8th, and Adam Clark there in 9th. That is your field here for heat number 1. And they bring it on out now, out of the pits. Down there on that inside, you see Peyton Howell down there working off. 10 laps of distance here for this as well. And of course, it wants to go and give us problems there on the ticker. As I said, I will get that fixed for going forward. We're going to change the style of the ticker so that we can at least keep everything the way we need it to. See how out there front, Longworth there in third, Klein there in sixth, I'm sorry, Klein in fourth, Clifton there in fifth. Working down that back straightaway here as they come off in the corner 3 and 4. Getting ready for that green flag. Who's it gonna be here for heat number 1? As these late model stocks bring it off of turn number 4. Heading down that front straightaway now. The green flag is out. And it looked like that outside lane might have jumped a little bit, but we are down and away as they head in the corner 1 and 2. Heat now out there in the front. Clifton there in the second. As they work it there off turn number 4. Yeah, off through 3 and 4, or sorry, 1 and 2. Working there off the corner. Down that front straight, or down through the back straightaway, and a little bit of touch there. The 9 gets shoveled up, ends up into the outside wall as they work there off the corner, down into corner 1 and 2. And we got Klein there through 1 and 2. There, and Corey Clifton up there in the third. Hal still leads the race. They're out front in that number 52. Aaron Longworth there in second. Give me a moment here, folks. I have an issue going on behind the scene here. Hello? Hello? Yeah, am I here? We're not in the apartments. We are the red brick house next door to the apartments. Yeah, you used Google, didn't you? Okay. All right. All right, we're back here. Sorry about that, folks. Pizza delivery guy at my door. Yeah, that's what that was about. Down there off the back stretch, we got Aaron Longworth now out there in front. Clifton is there in second, Klein there in third. Wait a minute. Peyton Howell having issues here. Wait, Peyton Howell's out front, trying to figure out here. 3 laps to go. Peyton Howell's back there in ninth. Try to figure out what exactly happened. I don't see anything. It shows Peyton Howell now out front again. Longworth second. There is Clifton there in third. Chris Klein there fourth. Dustin Sorber there in fifth. Keenan Kimber there in sixth. As they working on out of turn number 4. Final lap here for your heat race number 1 of your Beachfront 100 late model stock. Aaron Longworth there in 7th, Clifton there 3rd, Chris Klein there 4th, Dustin Sorber there in 5th, Keenan Kimber there in 6th. And you watch Peyton Howell bring it home, getting the win here in heat number 1 of your late model stock. Your results for heat number 1 are as follows. Peyton Howell getting that win. Aaron Longworth coming home in 2nd. Jeff Clifton there 3rd. Chris Klein there 4th. Dustin Sorber there 5th. Keenan Kimber there in 6th. Eric Spencer there 7th. Samuel Longworth there in 8th. Adam Clark in 9th. All right, here we go. Now off for heat number 2. Here's your starting grid. Billy Beagley out there getting off for the start in that 58 on pole once again. Josh Green there in 2nd. Here is the 86 for Outcast Racing. Colt Ansley starting 3rd. Bradley Hubbard there in the 4th. There in row number 3 on that inside lane, the 4 of Matt Nicholson with Nerd Motorsports number 81, Dustin Logston out there in 6th. Stinger Motorsports number 55 on the inside of row number 4 with Jason Steptoe with Frank Griffith. There in the 54 for Stinger Motorsports on his outside in 8th. Craig Bristol there in the number 39 will start in 9th here. All right, let's see if we can get a little bit better start here off of these guys, off of these gentlemen here as they work there off the corner. See if our grid comes alive for us. No, it does not. These NASCAR grids and heat racing don't get along too well, so we will be changing that, as I said. There was some work here off corner, number 4. Green flag in the air. They're down and away here in the corner, number 1 they go. Side by side, up there in that front row. Billy Bigley trying to get out there to the lead. Does so with the 86 now picking the nose underneath the Josh Green. Cole Inslee trying to get at nose underneath. Can't quite get there on the racetrack. Still come together there at the back. Connection issue there. A moment. We'll see if we can get something going on here. There we go. So you watch. There's the 54. And the 4 just gets into the 81. That is the 4 of Matt Nicholson. Putting the 81 of Logston around. I'm sorry, no. The 55 around. Yeah, they come around. They are looking good so far. Up at the front anyway. Back at the back, a little bit different story as there's short track racing back here at the back. See if that works any well. Well, let's not do that. That doesn't have the right thing going. This is your SRA late model stock. Pace car is pulling off. We're going back. Green flag racing. Off corner number 4 they go. And a 58 of Bigley gets a great run off corner number 4. Coming to that green flag down here in the 1 and 2. Inslee back here in a 3rd. Trying to get up there to green. Can't get there yet. As looks like Steptoe's looking like he wants to get a toe underneath of the 64 of Hubbard. Down there through turn 3 and 4. Back onto the front straightaway. 9 laps, now 8 laps to go here in heat number 1. As you watch that 81 brush that outside wall coming there out of 4. Down that back straightaway once again, down through into 3. Bigley still works out there in front. There you see Griffith back here in 7th. Nicholson in the 4 back here at the back. I thought we saw another 4 up here in the back. Could be wrong on that. Try to see. There's the 81. There's the 54. All right. That's playing tricks on me, I guess. Working there off of turn number 4 down that front straightaway. Everybody works there now out of the corner. Down that back straightaway, Bigley still leads the way with Green there in 2nd. Inslee there in 3rd. Hubbard there 4th. Steptoe there in 5th. They're working on out there. 5 laps to go. Down through corner 1 and 2. The 58 there of Bigley out in front. Now you got Green there in 2nd. Inslee there 3rd. Bradley Hubbard there 4th. Jason Steptoe there in 5th as they keep it on working around here. Off the corner, looking underneath. That's Inslee looking under Green. Can he get there here with 4 laps to go? They worked out a 2 down that back straightaway. In through 3 and 4, looking underneath. Can't quite get there yet as they work off. Bigley doing a great job out there in front in that number 58. Red Bull sponsored machine. Down there off turn number 2. Green there in 2nd. But has a mirror full of Cole Inslee with 3 laps to go. Coming through 3 and 4 right now. Off the corner, down through the stripe, 2 laps to go for Bigley Bigley is up there in front. Ansley is there in third. Hubbard there in fourth. They keep it on working. The 58 there, Bigley out in front. Josh Green there in second. Colt Ansley there third. Final lap for Bigley as he works down through. Out of turn number 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. As Bigley's got a big lead. Now as Billy rolls it in through 3 and 4, no one's there. Billy Bigley's gonna be your victory winner here and clinches heat number 2 in your late model stock. That's for that Beachfront 100. Here is your heat number 2 results. Billy Bigley getting that win. Josh Green in second. Colt Ansley there third. Bradley Hubbard there fourth. Dustin Logston there fifth. Frank Griffith there sixth. Craig Bristol there seventh. Jason Steptoe there in eighth. And Matt Nicholson there in ninth. All right, folks, we're going to see if we can get with our heat winners here as we're between sessions. And I believe heat number 1 was the heat number 1 was who? Heat number 1 results. We'll take a look at them again. Peyton Howe, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for Peyton Howe. If I can get one on, I don't know. Hey, Frank, how's it going?
Man, it's going great, man. Great run.
It is. Do we want to try to do interviews here for these heats as well?
Sure, why not? Let me go get them.
All right, we're looking for Peyton Howe. Good evening there, Peyton. How's it going?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, man. How'd you think of that late model stock out there on this slick track tonight?
It's really tight. It's going to be all about right front saving and the features, so it's going to be different. I think you're going to see people going really slow and some people kind of burning their stuff off early, and yeah, I think you just got to be there at the end. Don't burn that right front off too much.
Well, and we've heard, some drivers talking about it here, that the tires are going to mean a lot here, especially later in the run, especially since the late model stocks are a 100-lap race tonight.
Oh, for sure. You want to set, you will want to save, like as much as you can early, and try to keep track position because it's going to be really hard to pass, and just try to be there at the end and have a fighting chance with at least some decent tire to try to win the race.
Alrighty, well, I know we're getting ready here for our street stock feature, so you want anybody want to give a shout out to for getting that heat win, and do you think you have a shot here tonight?
Yeah, it's going to be tough to beat Corey, but I definitely think we can win the race. But I got to thank Icon Apparel, Unrivaled Innovations, Race Stop Suicide, Nerditudes, UNRV Esports, and all of those guys on that team. And you for putting on the broadcast, as well as Frank for hosting the league.
Alrighty, well, great job, and we'll see you in the next race there. You take on the main event here in the late model stocks just a little bit later. All right, now we're getting with our Heat 2 winner. Good evening there, Bigley, once again. How's it going?
Good.
Well, what's the difference between this late model stock and that street stock you were just driving?
These are a little more gripped up than the street stock are, and you can drive them a little bit harder.
So they're not as loose.
No, they're not as loose.
Alrighty, well, you look like we're ready. We're in for a great night of racing here. You got that heat number 2 win. You're starting outside pole. Well, what do you think it's going to take to beat Peyton Howe?
Just try not to burn the tires off too quickly at first, because I know Peyton, I ran with him in ITZR, he'll be good. It's just, I think me and him will put on a good show, I think, tonight, and I think I have to play the slow game with him to see what he's running, and I kind of not pace, but kind of be a little slow, because I don't want to burn my stuff up.
Okay, well, hopefully it works out for you, and we'll see how it goes there as the race continues here tonight. We're getting ready for the street stocks here in just a moment for their main feature, I think 55 laps, and then we come back here to the late model stocks for 100 laps.
Yep, I'm ready on both.
Alrighty, well, you got shout-outs you want to give here before we go?
Frank putting on this league, you guys putting this on so I can watch it, go back, and that's pretty much it.
Alrighty, well, congrats there, Corey, and we'll be back after this short break with more racing after this.
Cause late nights turn to days, don't wanna let you down. With each breath we give away, it'll never be the same. I'm chasing somebody who won't ever ease the pain, but I don't want half of your heart, heart, heart. You can have it back. It's only half of your heart. If it's only half of your heart. I feel like I'm afraid of the only things I can't.
Precision is our language. Creativity is our weapon. And perfection is the only option. Your ride, your brand, your image, elevated to a level that can't be ignored. This isn't just a wrap, it's a revolution. Regal Wraps and Designs, where power meets style, and style becomes unforgettable. At Regal Wraps and Designs, we don't follow trends, we set them. Every line, every finish, every detail is built to dominate. From flawless vehicle wraps to bold custom designs, we take your vision and redefine it. Seamless statements, artful accents, hues of harmony. We are Regal Wraps and Designs.
afraid to say how I feel, to know I let you down. Cause late nights turn to days, don't wanna let you down. With each breath we give away, it'll never be the same. I'm chasing somebody who won't ever ease the pain, but I don't want half of your heart, heart, heart. You can have it back if it's only half of your heart.
Precision is our language. Creativity is our weapon. And perfection is the only option. Your ride, your brand, your image, elevated to a level that can't be ignored. This isn't just a wrap, it's a revolution. Regal Wraps and Designs, where power meets style, and style becomes unforgettable. At Regal Wraps and Designs, we don't follow trends, we set them. Every line, every finish, every detail is built to dominate. From flawless vehicle wraps to bold custom designs, we take your vision and redefine it. Seamless statements, artful accents, hues of harmony. We are Regal Wraps and Designs. Precision is our language. Creativity is our weapon. And perfection is the only option. Your ride, your brand, your image, elevated to a level that can't be ignored. This isn't just a wrap, it's a revolution. Regal Wraps and Designs, where power meets style, and style becomes unforgettable. At Regal Wraps and Designs, we don't follow trends, we set them. Every line, every finish, every detail is built to dominate. From flawless vehicle wraps to bold custom designs, we take your vision and redefine it. Seamless statements, artful accents, hues of harmony. We are Regal Wraps and Designs.
We're back here from the Speedway. We're getting set here. You see, we got warm-ups going on for the street stocks of these drivers. Get them dialed in here. Getting ready for that Beachfront 55-lap race here tonight. $55 laps the distance for your street stocks. Then we go to your 100-lap late model stock. Green laying down a time here in warm-up of a 22.547. There Longworth, there in the 2:42 rather. For AC Delco down through turn 3 and 4. Works up off the corner, down that front straightaway across the line. 21.275 there for Longworth. Ansley coming out on track. Down there through 1 and 2. Gonna end up skating it around and into the inside wall. We got who's coming out there? It looks like Adam Clark in the number 32. Down there through turn 3 and 4. Well, we're ready here whenever you're ready. We're getting ready to ready it up here for your feature tonight. Off turn number 4. There you see that checker wave here in warm-ups. Adam Clark out there third fastest with a 22.038. Now here we go. Your starting grid is going to be coming up here. 10 drivers. Here is your starting grid. Leviathan Motorsports there with Jeff Clifton starting out there on pole in that number 15 to his outside. Billy Bigley driving at number 58. Row number 2 on that inside lane for Numb Thumbs Racing, the 51 of Chris Klein to his outside. The Outcast Racing number 86, Colt Ansley. Row number 4 on that inside lane, the number 54 of Frank Griffith for Stinger Motorsports starts 5th. To his outside for Tier 1 Motorsports, the number 2 of Aaron Longworth will start 6th. Clark Racing's own number 32, Adam Clark, starting in 7th inside row number 4. Eric Spencer to his outside for Airborne Motorsports, driving at number 75, is going to roll off there in 8th. Row number 5 on an inside line, the 81 for Nerd Motorsports, Dustin Logston. To his outside for Green Incorporated, Josh Green, driving at number 69, rolls out there in 10th. All right, here is your starting grid. Lights off. We're getting ready here to go. 55 laps the distance. Towers cooperating now as they headed on out into corner number 1. And bring it on out there through off of 2. Down here, off corner number 4. And they come around here to get the start off of the race. They're down and away. Off turn number 4, green flags in the air, the loud pedals pressed, and dust starts to fly off corner number 1. Dust and stones there as they work off turn number 2. Little loose there for the 15 of Clifton. That is not how he wanted to start that. Line now gets down there. Look out, little bump there from the 58. 58 can't quite bear off it. Oh no! Oh man, what a hit! Debris and parts everywhere coming out of turn number 4. Got one with the hood up down there on that inside line, trying to figure out who it is that had that hood up in the air. That's the 32, Adam Clark. Adam Clark's now going to stick his head out the window to see where he's driving. Yeah, he'll just pull it off and call for a tow. Wow, what a hit there. Take another look at this. This is what you see here coming out of turn 4. There you see back there the 32, and it just all sandwiched there pretty much. And man, oh man, what a hit there to the 32. Just nothing really he could have done. Everything was checked up there in front of him. We'll go on board here with Adam Clark. And what he sees in the view of his car. All right, on board with Adam Clark down here in the corner number 3 and 4. Everybody's kind of checked up. You see he's there trying to back out of it, get to the outside. Thought he was cleared, and all of a sudden, boom! And there's what he can see out the front windshield of his car. Yeah, definitely there, Dustin. Lots of carnage here early in this one. Definitely lots and lots of carnage already for the street stock division. We got 3 out on the track. Everybody else in the pits. I don't know if that means everybody else was involved, but we do got a slew of broke cars. You see there's Billy Bigley, Frank Rivet, Adam Clark's damaged. Josh Green might be damaged. Dustin Logston's damaged. Eric Spencer is out, possibly. And Longworth sits down there. So yeah, we got 3 drivers. Wow. Wow. Carnage. And 3 drivers left. And like that, we're down to 3 here for lap number 3 down into corner number 1. Hopefully somebody can get a car fixed and bring it back on out there. That we see Klein there in the 51. Hensley there in second. Clifton there. And Spencer is out as they work off a turn number 2. Clifton still battling a little bit of connection issue. They come there now out of 3 and 4. Or I'm sorry, 3, 1, and 2. 3 drivers left. Ah, man. I didn't realize 3/4 of our field left us there in corner number 4. Hey, one come down there out of corner number 2. Around onto that backstretch. Hey, head on out there, and it's just, you check up there, and it's just so hard to get on the binders enough because you're just so tightly packed. And the track isn't that big either, so I mean, you don't really have that much room to really maneuver, and the 86 getting loose there. That's Ansley getting a little loose there. Off of turn number 4 as they now work here. Off 4 this time. I'm sorry, that was off of 2. Off of 4, across the stripe, 6 laps to go. And they work down through the back straightaway. There comes Ansley looking to the inside. Can't quite get there. And we're up off the corner down that front straightaway. You got the 7 there. I'm sorry, you got 7 laps on the board is what I was trying to say. Now we watch Ansley, Clifton, and Klein all battle it out. Klein a little farther back at the moment. They're in 3rd. He's trying to bide his time. Kind of was similar to what Bigley was trying to do. Just unfortunately got caught up in that. Now is down 8 spots from where he started. Sitting there in 10th. Now we're on here, lap 8. 8 in the books as they come across the line. Here on lap number 9 now. Drivers still sitting there on pit road. Longworth, Clark, Spencer, Griffith, Longston, Green, and Bigley. Everybody's sitting there on the pits. Wow, man. Now, if you're just joining us, man, you missed one heck of a crash, carnage, pile up, parking lot style there in corner number 4 of lap number 1. Now they come there out of turn number 4, this time to complete lap number 10. Man, it was just like we said, just a stack up there. We'll take another look at it here. And drivers are running around here, the top 3, and this is what happened. Here to bring out their caution and really put everybody down and out pretty much at the moment. I see them work down there. They're just trying to check up, and just everybody checks up, nowhere to go. Into that outside wall and just collects everybody there from 3rd on back. I honestly don't know who made it through. Let's see if anybody actually did. We know that the 51 did okay. And Colt Ansley did okay up there on the high side. They come there. Here you see the 51 get a little turn. Down there on the bottom. He's going to end up facing backward. And then they come off and try to see who got all caught up. So everybody had some sort of damage except for Ansley and Clifton, as Klein sits there in the 51, damage on it, but still able to move enough to at least hang on to 3rd. So all but Clifton and Ansley involved in that caution there at lap number 1, turn 4. Klein was involved. He got spun around facing the wrong direction. Damage there on that machine, but hanging on the 3rd spot. Down there out of turn number 2 now. They work onto the backstretch. Spencer now looks like he is out. They're in 6th at number 75. Spencer is out. Ashley and Clifton still try to battle it out. Klein may be down on power a little bit. Go on board here with Klein, see if we can hear anything abnormal. You're here on with Chris Klein there, currently 3rd out of Beaufort, Georgia. Try to get that car around the racetrack and finish in one piece as much as he can. Yeah, he works there off up corner number 4, back onto the front stretch. Off turn number 2, down there, off. Lap 19 of 55. Driver's doing everything they can here. With Clifton out front. Ansley there in second. Looks to the outside, can't quite get there. Works off the corner. Down there, out up corner number 4 they go. Turn 2, up through the backstretch. The 15 of Clifton still works there. I work now off turn number 4. Clifton there out front, Klein there in third. Loxton out. Or no, Loxton out there on track. Green back out on track. Longsworth out on track. 20 laps down, though, for those 3. As they battle on off. On that backstretch there, you're looking at your leader. Or, sorry, no, not your leader. Where is my thing? No, it is your leader. Ansley with Klein. Clifton ended up disconnected and is out. We know he was having some connection issues earlier. Now he definitely doesn't. Now you got Ansley out there in front. Klein there second. Longston, Green, Longsworth trying to battle the points back here. 28 laps to go. Down through the front stretch there as you see Klein. There's Ansley in the 86. Just nobody can touch him right now as they work their off. Down there off the front straightaway, there you're seeing Clifton sitting there on pit road. Not sure why it moved things on me. Get us back to the action. And you watch him come around there on the top speedway. And the Ansley out there leading the way. There we go. Now we can read it. Colt Ansley out there in front. Out of Conroe, Texas. Chris Klein there in second. And they work there now off the corner. We got a 51 there. Now Klein, Cole Ansley leading the way. Clifton out. Going to end up falling back here as these drivers put laps down there. You see Logston, Green. Green at least got some sort of front bumper on that. Logston doesn't have anything. Getting up there behind Ansley. Ansley just trying to take it slow and smooth as he is out front. 20 laps to the good. With 22 laps to go there in through 3 and 4. A little bit of bump possibly from the 81. He's going to get one of his laps back. But with 21 to go, I just don't see him getting any more. As Klein's trying to get up there to battle. There in the 51. 21 laps to go here at Myrtle Beach. Now everybody works their off corner number 1 in through 2. And onto that backstretch. You got 3 drivers there. Spencer out and Clifton out. Clark, Griffith, and Bigley sitting on pit road yet. Longworth, Green, and Longston out on the track trying to get some sort of laps back as you watch Longsworth working underneath of Green, trying to get back onto the same lap as Green. And it's just not easy to pass, especially with the damage there on the front end of that number 42 2 machine. Working on out through turn number 2 once again. Cole Ansley as your leader. Clifton probably not too happy that he had connection issues. And you know, just like in real life here on iRacing, you can still get taken out of a race, just like you could in real life. Where in real life you have the mechanics of the car that can go bad. Here we got the mechanics of the computer, along with the mechanics of equipment. And yeah, unfortunately tonight, the equipment got a hold of Clifton and ended his night early. Hopefully he can get it figured out and join us in the late model stocks. We'll see. They want to work there off turn number 4. 16 laps, soon to be 15 as Ansley will bring it across the line. Longsworth there in 6th. There's Green. Longsworth must have got loose a little bit and fell back off of Green. Logston there in 81. He's catching Green. Or Longsworth, sorry. Now you want him up there out of turn 4. Never noticed the pink ribbons here at Myrtle Beach before. Kind of cool to see them. And we're getting through turn 4. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, they're coming out of turn 4. Right there in the center of the screen right now, you'll see that pink ribbon. They're in the middle of turn 4. Not sure exactly what the significance it is for Myrtle Beach, but it is there. I find it kind of cool that it's there. Working through 3 and 4 this time. Longston trying to get around Clifton. Longsworth. Longsworth going to stay high, going to let the leaders by on that inside. As Green's up there in the 4th, Logston there in the 3rd. Now he got around Clifton. Clifton now many laps down. So Clark can get out of the pits. He has a chance there. Well, no, he don't. Not now. As they work off turn number 2. Into 3 and 4. 11 laps to go for Ansley and Klein. Logston, 19 laps down, is going to get 3rd. If everything plays out the way it does here. Yeah, you see the top three running together there, just not in the proper order. Whoa, Klein getting loose coming out of turn 2. Loxton out front of the 86 of Ansley. 9 laps to go here for your Beachfront 55. Ansley goes back down there to the bottom, getting around Loxton. Loxton now up there at the top side, gonna fall in line behind the leaders. Now they're in the correct order with Ansley, Klein, and Loxton. Loxton there 20 laps down in third. Yeah, they work off turn number 2 down that back straightaway. And I think some of these drivers, they might have been a little concerned about the overdrive into the corner. But I can't really say that was an overdrive. That was just, it's hard to say. Racing deal here at short track, and just, so hard whenever things come at you so quickly. Klein involved in that. Running second. Clifton didn't get a piece of it, but he got his own problems. Bigley out on track. He is 47 laps down. And at number 58. And coming around here off turn number 4. 5 laps to go for Ansley and Klein. Starting your lap down, drivers, is Loxton. They're in third. Out of Viola, Illinois. Now you watch the 86 there, Ansley, 4 laps to go out of turn number 2. Your 3 leaders right there. There you see Green in 4th. Working off turn 4, up there in through 1 and 2. Three laps to go as Ansley comes there through 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, Green's coming there through 3 and 4. Longworth, 22 laps down. Bigley, back here in 7th, 47 laps down. 2 laps to go for Colt Ansley in the number 86 Dodge. Had a good run last week getting the podium. Now he's back up here in the podium again this week. Off 3 and 4, 2 laps to go. Off the corner. White flag in the air for Colt Ansley as they work down there through turn 1 and 2 onto the backstretch. If Klein wants to try to get that win, he's got to do so here through 3 and 4. I just don't think he's got enough. Dodge it here in the 3 and 4. Heats and breaks up. You saw that rotor glow. Can't quite get there or the drive off the corner. Colt Ansley gets the win here tonight for your Beachfront 55 Street Stocks. Great asphalt race here tonight by these top drivers. Unfortunately, though, Dustin Logston there with a beat-up number 81, 21 laps down. We'll go and get third here tonight. Getting your results here. There we go. Colt Ansley gets that win. Chris Klein second. Dustin Logston there in third. Josh Green fourth. Aaron Longsworth there in fifth. Jeff Clinton there in sixth. Billy Bigley there seventh. Adam Clark at eighth. Frank Griffith ninth. And Eric Spencer there in 10th. And burning it down, Colt Ansley, your winner here tonight out of Conroe, Texas. All right, good evening there, Dustin. How's it going?
Still trying to figure out how I found myself up here in the podium, honestly.
Well, I could tell you how, possibly. I just know that we had pretty much a demo derby parking lot in turn 4 on lap 1 is what I'm thinking it was.
Yeah, it's I don't know what took place up there further up. I know I like he was spinning back up the track after contact, and I seen the opening there, and it worked out until it didn't work out. He came back down and busted the right front on it. It's 8 minutes required. Still had 8.5 minutes of optional, but trying to salvage anything. That's what got me to P3 was second requirement done and popped right back out there and started the laps.
Well, and sometimes that's the best thing to do, especially whenever you got a field like this tonight where it's just anybody could have pulled off third tonight.
Yeah, it really could have. I mean, out of all of us, it came down to who had the least amount of required repairs. It was like that I had the least amount by about a minute or so, and that's essentially what locked me in for third. But I think anybody out there could have done it. It was just luck of the draw.
Well, that and then the technical difficulty there for Clifton playing a factor.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because he had a run. It was going to be a good race. And it's unfortunate that his internet was acting the way it was. I know that they had something with the weather for the last couple of days. It did some damage there. His internet service was showing it. Him dropping out like that was unfortunate, but it opened the door for one of us Boston cars to come in and get it. But Jeff will be up there. He's a fast on-track driver, but happy to see that Cole was able to get the victory. Him and I, we've ran together a little bit, always had fun running with him, and glad to see that Chris was able to rebound as well after that, because I think it was a bump on his back bumper that set him flying, so glad to see that he was able to rebound for a podium.
Yeah, I mean, it was nothing intentional. It just looked like everybody was checking up for turn 4, and it was just kind of an accordion, and nobody had anywhere to go. And unfortunately, cars ended up sideways.
Yeah, and I mean, that's short track racing, especially a track like this. It doesn't take much for this track to get clogged up like bumper to bumper traffic on I-95 during rush hour. So.
That's the truth.
It's short track racing, baby. That's how it goes.
Well, unfortunately, it looks like Clifton is done for the night, so he won't even join us in the late models.
That's unfortunate, because I know he was starting up there as well. But like I said, I mean, we don't have mechanical failures on the sim side, but internet issues, PC issues, those are the equivalent of mechanical failures that the real guys have. It's unfortunate that he had it, because he was definitely faster than everybody.
Most definitely. And I mean, you got the luck of the draw. You got sponsors, shout-outs, anybody you want to thank for getting that third place podium. And then you should better thank that pit crew of yours.
Yeah, they picked it up pretty good. They got me out there with enough time to get third, so got to thank the nerds behind the wall here and on the simulated side. But all jokes aside, I got to thank Myrtle dudes and my team. Absolutely, love support and what we built over here. I got to thank all our partners. I got a Myrtle company, iRacing, iFlag, Victory Fuel, Boozy Jerky, Twisted Steet Setups, Brez Coffee Co. It's everybody that's on here that allows me to come out here and have fun and do it. I got to thank Frank and everybody that's raced tonight. We were all kind of down after not being able to complete a lap without first caution coming out, but everybody in Discord was having fun and having a good time and kind of brought the spirits up. So I got to thank all the guys in Discord as well. I got to thank you up in the booth. Much appreciated, everybody.
Alrighty, well, congrats there in getting that third, and hopefully your race continues here well. You coming out in the late models?
Oh, yeah, you'll see me out in the late models.
Alrighty, well, good luck in them. Hopefully we don't have the same turn of events.
I'm hoping.
Well, keep that pit crew handy in case you need them again. Hopefully not, though.
I'm hoping that I'm going to have to upgrade them next game with more than Oreos and gummy bears, obviously.
Alrighty. Well, thank you, Dustin, and then we'll get with Chris Klein there in second. You're a second place finisher. Good evening there, Chris. How's it going? Yeah, your mic's muted there, Chris.
Good, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. Man, oh man, you had a battle on your hands there to get back up into second with the damaged race car, but at least it held together enough for you to stay out on track.
Yeah, we were trying to get up there to Colt, having fun, talking on the radio back and forth, trying to get up there, just couldn't quite find the grip off the corner to get to his back bumper to make it interesting those last 10 laps.
Well, you want to take us through on what your thoughts might be, what happened there coming out of turn 4, lap 1?
Yeah, I think I was just a little too overly cautious going in there. I struggled all through practice getting the street stock off the corner without breaking loose and getting sideways and starting that far up. I was just trying to be overly cautious, not to spin in front of anybody, and ended up causing Corey to get into the back of me, leaving him nowhere to go. Probably more my fault than his fault, in all honesty.
From here in the booth, it just looked like good old short track race and just kind of accordion style there on that inside line. Not much anybody really could have done different, I don't think. It's just tough racing.
Yeah, it was unfortunate for sure for everybody involved. I hate that many cars got taken out for obvious reasons, right? Everybody sat around and waited for it to get started and spent a lot of time practicing, I'm sure, and then to not even be able to get a couple of laps in because of that. It's definitely unfortunate.
I'm sure we've all walked them shoes some point in this sim world, though.
100%. Not myself.
I mean, I know it doesn't matter what I'm racing. There's been those races where, you know, there's been times where you're lucky just to make it off the starting line.
Yes, sir.
So.
In fact, I almost missed the start of that one. I think I logged in with like 15 seconds to go. I didn't realize everybody was ready already.
Already, well, congrats there on getting second. You got people you want to thank, shout-outs, anybody like that?
Yeah, you know, the whole group, this is a good group to be involved with. Frank's working really hard to make this happen. I know it's stressful with all the moving parts that he's got together, to put together to get everything in place, to switch him back and forth and everything. So appreciate all that he's doing there, and appreciate you with the broadcast. It's always fun. Get to rush home from work and get on here, and I own a Snap-on franchise and have all my guys trying to tune in and watch, so hopefully we get a couple of them to come over and watch on a Friday night.
Well, you did a great job there, Chris, and we'll see you out there in the late model.
Yes, sir. Look forward to it.
Alrighty, well, good luck.
You too. Thank you.
Yep, now we'll get with our winner, Colt Ansley. Yeah, before we get ready to switch over to our late model stuff. Good evening there, Colt. How's it going?
Pretty good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. You avoided the tragedy there in turn 1 between everybody else behind you. You and Clifton stayed out in front of it all, and then Clifton's, internet decided to crap tonight and kind of gave you the win here.
Yeah, it's kind of a funny story. I was telling Clifton a story about my son unplugging the Wi-Fi router when I was about 4 laps away from winning a fixed race a few weeks back. And right about the time I said the Wi-Fi router got unplugged, he disappeared and didn't come back. I feel partially responsible for that.
So are you saying you might have jinxed him?
Both hands are on the wheel. That's all I can say. No, I feel bad for him. He was really good. We were just kind of riding around after the apocalypse happened behind us. I just saw Chris turn sideways, and I was like, huh. Suddenly the third lane seems like a good place to be at Myrtle Beach, which is, something no one's ever said before. And I look at my mirror, and there's people flipping upside down and right hooked into the wall. And after that, I ran pretty much, I think, 2-3 seconds off the pace until the last 10 laps when Chris started running me down.
Well, you did a good job there, and just keeping it steady. I know we heard a few drivers talk about just how loose this car can get off of the corners, so you did a great job not letting it do that and holding that lead.
Yeah, I mean, a win's a win. I'll take it. That's bonus points, and, hopefully I can... I wasn't sure if I was going to make a run at a championship or just kind of show up here and there. It's only a second set of races in the season, and I I showed up last week, and I'll be honest, I had more fun than I thought I would. So I was like, you know what, I'll give it another week, and we'll just kind of go week to week. And I enjoy street stocks more so than the late model stocks. So I'm putting a little bit more stock in there, as I'm saying the word stock a lot. So, you know, we'll see what the stock market holds for our points at the end of the night.
Alrighty, well, great job, and we'll see how it goes. You coming out in the late model stock?
I'm gonna at least make an appearance. Hopefully, we don't have another turn 1, lap 1 catastrophe, because I'm starting further back, which means I'd be right in the middle of it.
Well, there's more cars also, if I think, in the late model stock.
More bench sheet metal.
That's what it sounds like. Good old short track racing. You got sponsor shouts. Anybody you want to thank there for getting that victory here in the street stocks?
Yeah, just, you know, everybody who showed up again tonight, everybody who stayed in the room. We were all laughing and cutting up throughout the race, making bets on who was going to wreck who. Dustin Loxon decided he wanted to, try to run me over, being laps down to get his bonus points. But you know what? I'll get it back eventually. Then Kirkpatrick's Construction for sponsoring the series, the Streets on the series. Appreciate them, and you obviously for doing the broadcast. And you know, we'll hopefully have another good race coming up for late model stocks, and maybe I'll be able to talk to you here in a little while.
Alrighty, well, congrats, and we will take a short commercial break and be back here at the track momentarily.
let you down. Cause late nights turn to days. Don't wanna let you down. With each breath we give away, it'll never be the same. I'm chasing somebody who won't ever ease the pain, but I don't want half of your heart, heart, heart. You can have it back if it's only half of your heart.
Precision is our language, creativity is our weapon, and perfection is the only option. Your ride, your brand, your image, elevated to a level that can't be ignored. This isn't just a wrap, it's a revolution. Regal Wraps and Designs, where power meets style, and style becomes unforgettable. At Regal Wraps and Designs, we don't follow trends, we set them. Every line, every finish, every detail is built to dominate. From flawless vehicle wraps to bold custom designs, we take your vision and redefine it. Seamless statements, artful accents, hues of harmony. We are Regal Wraps and Designs.
right, we're back here at the Speedway as things are getting underway once again. Waiting to see how this plays out, see if we got everything lined up the way we need to. There it is for your Beachfront 100. Waiting for drivers to exchange their cars here. Been a great night of racing so far. Seen some carnage here tonight as well. So instead of 55 laps, we got 100 laps here.
We are all loading it, sir.
10-4. Am I in the wrong session? Or are you guys in the wrong session?
Alright, we are. We're the one that has about 10 minutes left.
Okay. Is that the correct session? Okay.
So let's get broadcast online.
Apparently I got the wrong cameras up here. We're getting them back up and running again. Just bear with us there.
We're working through this together. It's not easy. I hope you're running commercials right now.
Precision is our language. Creativity is our weapon. And perfection is the only option.
I gotta get my
Your
screen
ride,
set back up
your
so I
brand,
can mute things
your
here and
image,
there like I need to.
elevated to a level that can't be ignored. This isn't just a wrap, it's a revolution. Regal Wraps and Designs, where power meets style, and style becomes proof. At Regal Wraps and Designs, we don't follow trends, we set them. Every line, every finish, every detail is built to dominate. From flawless vehicle wraps to bold custom designs, we take your vision and redefine it. Simple statements, artful accents, hues of harmony. We are Regal Wraps and Designs.
We should be good. 10-4. Alright, Carrot Flag comes out here for your warm-ups of the late model stocks as we're getting ready here to really lay down the power in the late model stock. All right, here we go. Your start of the late model stocks. We have here from Myrtle Beach Speedway, Beachfront 100, Peyton Howe starting out there on pole in the number 52. Billy Bigley out there in the 58 starting on the outside pole. Row number 2 on that inside lane, 42-2. Tier 1 Motorsports, Aaron Longworth. There to his outside, and number 69 for Green Incorporated, Josh Green. Row number 3 on that inside lane, the 86 for Outcast Racing, Colt Ansley. To his outside, Numb Thumbs Racing's number 51, Chris Klein, rolls off in 6th. Row number 4 on that inside lane, Bradley Hubbard starts there in 7th. Dustin Sorber rolls off there in 9th. Aaron Longworth going to bring that inside line up a position, so he'll be starting on pole. As we get back here looking at row number 5 for Nerd Motorsports, the 81 of Dustin Logston. Driving there in 9th. And to his outside in 10th, the number 8 for BKR Racing, Keenan Kimber. And then back there in row number 6. On the inside for Stinger Motorsports, the 54 of Frank Griffin. To his outside, Craig Bristol in the number 39. And back here in the number 97 on that inside row in the 7th row, starting in 13th, is the 97 of Samuel Longworth. Back here also in 14th spot, the 32 for Clark Racing, Adam Clark. They come there off the corner, eager to get this going now. As you watch come there off the corner. Green flag in the air, Barney has it. Fred's got the pace car on pit road. Down that front straightaway, here we go. Turn number 1, do we get through okay this time? As you see everybody kind of work their way up the racetrack, some down through, off a 2. Almost 3 wide there off the corner. As you see that 9 there, Dustin Sorber way up the racetrack. Down there through 3 and 4. They make it through turn 4 this time. Down here in the corner number 1. And spoke too soon. The 81 gets a little bit of a tap. No Watson down there on the bottom side underneath the 9. Now you see the 9 now drives down there underneath. Can't quite get there. They now work here in through 3 and 4. Up off the corner, down across the front straightaway. And out in the corner, number 1 and 2. Bigley just taking his time, like he wanted to do last race. But is doing a great job now. 100 laps the distance. Tires can be a factor here in your late model stock. Now, some of them thought they were going to be a problem in the street stock, but they didn't really seem to be too much of an issue. Yeah, you got Klein coming there out of turn 4. They're in 6th. Peyton Howell back here in 14th, not taking the grid. They work down there on the bottom. Bigley going for the lead. And Bigley's got a big round here in the 3 and 4. Can he make it happen? Stuck down there on the bottom. He'll get it pulled off, and he'll be a half a car ahead of Aaron Longworth as they come across the stripe. He'll clear coming here out of turn 2. Working back here, you see the 69 of Josh Green going to the outside of Bradley Hubbard. Hubbard falls back there in the 5th after gaining a couple spots. Now you want to come across the stripe, 7 of 100. As they work down there through 1 and 2, the 81 of Dustin Logston down there on the inside. Down through the back straightaway. Trying to hang on to it. Now they work there off turn number 4. Down that front straightaway, Billy Bigley there out front. Longworth there second. Ansley there third. Green there fourth. Bradley Hubbard there fifth. Dustin Logston there in sixth with Chris Klein there in seventh. Off of the corner, here they go. Aaron Longworth there second. Ansley there third. Green there fourth. Bradley Hubbard there fifth. Dustin Logston there sixth. Dustin Sorber there in seventh. Chris Klein there in ninth. As they keep continuing to work on out of the corner. Bradley Hubbard there in fifth. Logston there sixth. Dustin Sorber there in seventh. Kaden Kimber there in eighth. With Frank Griffin there in ninth. Chris Klein there in 10th. With Adam Clark back here in 11th. Everybody still working single file. Right now they work there out of turn 4. There you see the 81 of Dustin Logston trying to get underneath of Bradley Hubbard. And we'll do so there through 1 and 2 on the bottom side. As you heard these drivers say after the heat race, these cars were a little bit better ripped up there out of that. And they work here out of turn number 1 going into 2. Bigley out front. Longsworth there second. Ansley there third. Green there fourth. Dustin Logston there in 5th. Bradley Hubbard back here in 6th. There comes the 9 of Sorber underneath of Hubbard down there in the corner number 1. Hubbard going back another position there. Now he's got now the 8 of Kimber looking underneath. Everybody side by side working there out of corner 4. Back around here onto the front straightaway. 14 laps of the 100 on the board. You watch Bigley with a big lead. There through 1 and 2. Longworth there in 2nd. Ansley there in 3rd. Green there 4th. Logston there in 5th. That is Aaron Longworth up there in 2nd. And the 97 of Samuel Longworth back here at the back. Trying to get some laps in. Bristol trying to see if he can get underneath of Samuel. Now they work down that back straightaway. Heading there off turn 4. Bigley out there in front. Lap 16 of the 100. Off the corner 4 down through the front straightaway. On that back straightaway they go. Aaron Longworth out there in 2nd. Josh Green there in 3rd. Colt Ansley, as we see Green getting underneath of Longsworth now. Longsworth falling back to third. Bigley still extending that lead out of turn 4. Now they're working on out of corner number 4. Everybody single file there for the most part. Everybody done a great job here with the late model stocks. Adam Clark on pit road there in the number 32. Here at lap number 24. A quarter of the way through the race here. And they come off turn number 4. One more lap and we'll be quarter of the way through the race. And we're on lap 25 up the 100. At 69, Josh Green up there in the second. Longworth there third. Colt Ansley there in the fourth. Dustin Logston back here in fifth. Working off the corner. Yeah, I think Bigley does have them super grippy tires on. I mean, it looks good. Doesn't look like he's breaking loose at all. And just, you know, he sometimes joke around in another league I'm in. And some of the drivers, they lay down railroad tracks up there along that outside wall on the dirt. You get that car hooked up there against that outside wall and trying to see what we got going on there. They got red marks coming all across there, not sure why. Oh no! There's a little bit of carnage here in the late model stocks as the 86, or, sorry. Wait a minute, where is it? Yeah, the 86 there. I think. Yeah, 86, Colt Ansley. Back there in 8, getting bunted around a little bit, ended up into the outside walls, got damage there to the front right of that machine. And then come there off the corner, that right front corner panel. Not quite the way he wants it to look. And it comes there through turn 2. You got the 32 there of Adam Clark working on the bottom. He also has some damage there in the front corner of that machine. There on that right hand side. You can see that front corner just touched in a little bit. And we're there off the corner. The 42 along Aaron Longworth there in third. Dustin Logston, he's looking to see if he can get up there and battle for that third spot. And they work off turn number 4. Dustin Sorber there in 6. Frank Ribbett there in 7. Colt Ansley there in 8. Bradley Hubbard there in 9. Chris Klein in 10. Samuel Longworth there in 11. Now they keep working off here. 31 of the 100 laps. As Josh Green works it on out there. Aaron Longworth there in 3rd. Dustin Logston there in 4th. Keenan Kimber there in 5th. Dustin Sorber there in 6th. Frank Ribbett there in 7th. Colt Ansley in 8th as they roll it on out there. Great job so far, and we watch Billy Bigley there in front. Just running away with it out front there. Longworth lost to 3rd. Green there in the 2nd. Logston is looking to see if he can get up there into the top spots as we're a 3rd of the way through the race here tonight. And he kind of said he was going to take it slow and easy. What's he mean by slow? He works there off turn 3 through 4, heading back out here onto the front straightaway. Walks it back here in 4th. Keenan Kimber back here into number 8 as Dustin Sorber there behind him. Here comes that U.S. Army machine of Frank Griffin. Down there on the inside, a little touch there to the inside as they work there off the corner. And down on that bottom straightaway. Working there off of corner 4. Or across the start-finish line there in through 1 and 2. Rivet down there on the bottom. And they continue to work there through 3 and 4 for Logston, Kimber, Green. And you're watching them all roll around here, looking great here tonight. No cautions here in your late model stock. Have had a little bit of bump and run, but nothing serious. Yeah, we're going down there out of the corner. You You got the 8 there of Keenan Kimber. Dustin Loxton there in 4th. Josh Green there in 3rd. Aaron Longworth back up there in the 2nd. Getting around Green. I don't know if Green got loose maybe. Working there off 2. Going to try to chase him back down here. Lap 39 of the 100 on the board. Soon to be 39 complete. As you see, it looks like Bigley's out to a 5-second lead, or 4.5-second lead rather, over top of Longworth. Clark back on pit road. Green there in 3rd, Longston there in 4th. So the battle pretty much is 2nd through 7th right now. There you see Dustin Sorber rounding out that set of pack. And a little far back here you see Bradley Hubbard leading the next group. There with Chris Klein there behind him. A little farther behind is the 86 of Ansley. Craig Bristol back here working off the outside wall. Oh man, into the outside wall there with the right side of that machine. Puts a little bit of scuff into that right front. There you see Bigley working off the corner, coming across the line. These are 19-second, or yeah, about a 19.5-second lap time. Well, it's going to get interesting here, I think, by the end of this one. It's got 69 there of Josh Green in 3rd, Dustin Loxton there 4th, Keenan Kimber there 5th, Frank Ribbett there 6th, Dustin Schwarber there in 7th, Chris Klein there in 8th, Bradley Hubbard in 9th, Colt Ansley there 10th, Craig Bristol there in 11th, and they keep working there off. You got that 58 of Bigley leading the race tonight. Josh Green back here in 3rd, trying to chase down Aaron Longworth again. And not too far behind him is the 81 of Dustin Logston. Frank Rivet back there behind Keenan Kimber, who blinked out there just for a moment. Got to be careful when cars start doing that around you. There comes Rivet to the inside. Not enough there. And now he works there off turn 4. In 6th spot right now, working there through 1 and 2. 46 of the 100. Working there off the corner. Through 1 and 2. Here through 3 and 4 on the back front. Watching Rivet work there off turn 4. And we got Green working underneath, or I'm sorry, Logston working underneath the Green, and Green goes for that 3rd spot. Or sorry, Logston goes for that 3rd spot. And you got the 8 there of Keenan Kimber looking underneath as well. Can't quite get there. The 69's trying to keep Logston pinched down there, can't quite do it. Now here comes Griffith looking underneath the 8. They're going side by side, a little tap there. Shoots the 69 up there to the outside wall. Had to get on the binders a little bit. 3 wide, had to get on him again to let the 8 by. He'll lose a bunch of spots there, the 69 at Green. Falls back in line behind everybody there. Off turn 4. Quick Rivet now up there in the 4th. Dustin Logston there in front of him there in 3rd. Aaron Longworth there in 2nd. Did anybody catch him? We know nobody's catching Bigley as he's now out to 6th second. Yeah. Now, the pro, I'm not sure which one of the guys you might be, but is this who you think might need his engine checked? They got Longworth there in 2nd, Frank Rivet there in 4th, Logston there in 3rd. Everybody's got a single file. Adam Clark out now. Struggled there, ended up on pit road a couple times. There you see the 86 of Colt Ansley struggling here in the late model stock. Up off corner number 4 down that front straightaway through 1 and 2. Everybody getting bobbled up there trying to find their pace. Up off the corner of the 81 into the outside wall. Don't want to do that too many times because that will let Frank get underneath as we see him get under there now. Down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Frank Griffith gets underneath and he'll make that pass complete there through 1 and 2. Loxton falls back to 4th. Griffith here, little over halfway through the race, finds himself in a podium spot. Up 8 spots from where he started. Longworth there in 2nd. Bigley running away with it out front. Over a 6-second gap out front. And Ansley better start watching himself. They're in the rearview mirror because Bigley could be coming for him. Now they come there out of 2. You see Ansley working there through 3 and 4. Here comes Bigley. Well, lap traffic soon to be a problem there for Bigley to get around as they come out of the corner. We're halfway through the race. Coming up here to lap 58. Down there through 1 and 2. Longworth there in the number 42. That is Aaron Longworth. The number 2 on the scoreboard there to the left of your screen. Griffith there in 3rd. Sorber there 4th. Keenan there 5th. Josh Green there 6th. Chris Klein there in 7th. Bradley Hubbard there in 8th. Greg Bristol back here in 9th. And Samuel Longworth rounding out your field. Dustin Loxton on pit road in the number 81. Yeah, you see Bigley out there in front. Can he make it all the way on those tires here for 100 laps? I think these can hold enough to go for 100 laps as well. Griffith there 3rd. Sorber now up there in the 4th. Now we saw Loxton end up coming to pit road. Keenan Kimmer there 5th. Klein there in 6th. Green there in 7th. Working down that back straightaway. Longworth there in 2nd. And you can see that gap there on your tower. 40 laps to go. Now we're heading there off of 4. There's Griffith, Longworth, Bigley getting off of 2 down here into 3 and 4. And he's got that lap down machine of Ansley not too far in front of him. And then you got Samuel Longworth working there through 1 and 2. Yeah, Bigley works down through 1 and 2 there. Griffith off 4. Longworth working off of 2. Griffith now working there off of 2 along with Sorber, Kimber, sorry. Chris Klein there in 6th. Trying to find battles and I'm not finding anything. Dustin Loxton now out of the race. Down to 11 drivers here in the late model stock. And Washington coming on out there. Frank Griffith there in 3rd. Dustin Sorber there in 4th. Keenan Kimber there in 5th. Chris Klein there in 6th. Off there through the corner, Aaron Longworth there 2nd, Frank Griffith there 3rd, Dustin Sorber there 4th, Keenan Kimber there 5th, Chris Klein there 6th, Josh Green in 7th, Bradley Hubbard there 8th, Greg Bristol there in 9th, Samuel Longworth there in 10th, Cole Ansley in 11th. Lap 67 up to 100 here to complete tonight. Off the corner, through, off 2, down that back straightaway. Dustin Sorber there in 4th, Kenny Kimmer there 5th, Chris Klein there in 6th, Josh Green there in 7th, Bradley Hubbard there 8th, Greg Bristol there in 9th. And they continue there off the corner. Great job here as they work through 1 and 2. Billy off turn number 2. Longworth there through 1 and 2 now. And Griffin's back here, as you see, trying to reel in anybody is just tough. As you see Kimber trying to chase down Sorber, can't quite get there. But there comes Klein, he's getting closer and closer there. To Kimber, and Sorber is getting closer and closer to Griffin. Here, coming off turn 2, come off turn 4. 30 laps to go here at Myrtle Beach tonight. The Aaron Longworth there second, Frank Griffin there third. Dustin Sorber there fourth, Keenan Kimber there fifth. Now they work there off the corner. With Billy Bigley out there in front. Aaron Longworth there in second. Frank Griffin there third. Dustin Sorber there in fourth. Chris Klein in sixth. Craig Bristol there seventh. Josh Green in eighth. Working it on out there. Great job by the drivers. Frank Griffin there third. Dustin Sorber there in fourth. Keenan Kimber there in fifth. Chris Klein there sixth. Craig Bristol there in seventh. Bradley Hubbard there in eighth. Josh Green there in ninth. 27 laps to go for Billy Bigley. Griffin just got to hang on there at the third spot if he can. We'll see if he does so. 27 laps to go. Klein back here in the pit. Kimber back in sixth, trying to chase down Klein. Driving that Chili's machine there in sixth spot. Sorber trying to see if he can get a run there at the inside of Griffin. Can't quite get there. And you watch that nerd machine go down there to the inside. Trying to see what he can do. He's got some damage here to the right front of that machine, as we see here. With a few of these drivers here tonight, 25 laps to go. A quarter of the race left to go. As Bigley works across there, 24 laps to go now. Slowly closing in there on another lap machine. Frank Griffin there third, Dustin Sorber there fourth, Chris Klein there in fifth. And Billy Bigley works down there out of turn 3 and 4. Aaron Longworth there second, Frank Griffin back here in third, Dustin Sorber there fourth, Chris Klein there in fifth. Everybody works there off corner number 4. In through the turn 3 and 4. Billy Bigley there in front. Aaron Longworth there second. Frank Griffin there in third. With Dustin Sorber there in fourth. Chris Klein there fifth. Now they work there off the corner. Down that front straightaway into 1 and 2. Dustin Sorber there fourth. Chris Klein there fifth. Keenan Kimber there sixth. Craig Bristol there seventh. Hubbard there in eighth. Josh Green there in ninth. Samuel Longworth back there in 10th. As you see, we got Ansley down there in the pits. Longworth a lap down, or Samuel Longworth a lap down. Soon to be the 69 of Green going a lap down. Now look at here. Oh no, I'm trying to figure out who was back there. That must be Longworth that I'm seeing behind him. Yeah, it is. That is Samuel Longworth I see behind the leader. We got 8-second gap now and 18 laps to go. Almost 9. Clear back there to Aaron Longworth. Half a lap difference between second place and the leader. Now Sorber is underneath of Frank Griffin now. They're through 1 and 2. Griffin going to end up letting them have it there, coming off turn 2. Klein is there as well. Griffin's going to fall in line. Going to have to try to battle back here as the laps wind down. Klein trying to work his way up there into the top spots. This is battle for third here. Dustin Sorber, Frank Griffin, and Chris Klein. These three drivers battling really hard here with 16 laps to go. There you see Keenan Kimber, Greg Bristol, Bradley Hubbard, and Samuel Longworth. Bradley Hubbard and Samuel Longworth Josh Green and Samuel Longworth a lap down. There you see the 64 of Bradley Hubbard. Good Bigley slowly closing in on him. There, off turn number 2. Aaron Longworth out there in second. Dustin Sorber there in third. Frank Griffin couldn't quite hold him off. 14 laps to go as they come down through the back stretch. Bigley most likely coming there in from corner number 1. And from back here to Sorber is 13 seconds, so he's actually coming out of turn 4 as these guys are coming out of turn 2. Laps to go. As you see, Bigley coming in through turn 3 and 4 as all of these front runners here, 3rd through 5th, come through 1 and 2. 12 laps to go. Look at Klein forces it in underneath of Grifton, gets there. Can he hang on to it? Grifton doesn't want to slide up into the outside wall, so he'll back it up a little bit. And now he's there in 5th, as Klein gets himself up there into 4th, trying to chase down Sorber for that 3rd place. Here for your Beachfront 100 from Myrtle Beach, Florida. 11 laps to go. Klein up to 4th. See if there's any other action. Now you see the 39. Frank Bristol looking to see if he can get underneath the 8 of Keenan Kimber. Off turn number 4. 10 laps to go. And Bigley works down in 9 laps to go now. That's just how close Bigley is to the back section of these drivers. I see Longworth coming there in the 1 and 2. There's Sorber, there's Klein. There you got Grivet. And then you got Kimber back here. A little bit farther behind him is Bigley. Bigley almost has the entire lap on the entire field. 9 seconds from doing so. As Longworth's running a 19.82. Bigley's running a 19.62. So, I mean, they're not that far off the pace, but it's far enough. And Frank Griffin, his last time across with a 20.05. Kimber, his last time across with a 20.14. Or, sorry, yeah, 20.14. Now it's down to a 20 flat for Griffin. Longworth now knows he wants to try to get it rolling, and he didn't. I don't know. He realized the gap that Bigley has on the field. There's just no way anybody's going to overcome a 10-second lap like that. And they come there out of turn 2. Bigley coming there across the stripe. 4 laps to go. Coming up here to the back. Bradley Hubbard. Hubbard looks there. He got the 69. Josh Green and Colt Ansley on pit road. Hey, Bigley just kind of lurking, kind of like a shark back there, waiting to see how he wants to pounce. And he got that 64 there in front of him, along with the 8. We'll possibly lap both these drivers here before it's done. As 64 gets there, trying to get to the bumper. Bristow getting around Griffin. Griffin falls back there into 6th. Klein, as we said, was in 4th. Dustin Sorber in there 3rd. Longworth sitting there in second. And they come there through 3 and 4. Bigley there coming out. Great run here tonight. White flag in the air for your late model stock from SRA. And off of turn 2 they go. And you got Bigley there in right there behind those 2 cars in front of him. I don't think he's going to really force the issue. They come there across the stripe. And I think that's going to put the 8 of Kimber a lap down there as he got into that outside wall. Bigley's going to get the win. Longworth just now comes across the line to capture second. Dustin Sorber, he'll come across for third. What a run there by Bigley tonight. No caution flags. Waiting on your unofficial results here. Today's driver did a great job there. You see Bigley Jr. out there getting that win. Longworth second, Sorber there third. Klein gets fourth. Craig Bristol fifth. Frank Rivet there sixth. Bradley Hubbard in seventh. Keenan Kimber there in eighth. Samuel Longworth there in ninth. Josh Green gets 10th. Colt Hensley finishes 11th. Dustin Longston there in 12th. Adam Clark 13th. Peyton Howell there 14th. Alrighty, now we'll get with our top 3. Hopefully. Wait to see if we can get a hold of Bigley, Longworth, and Sorber. All right, do we have Bigley, Longworth, and Sorber still around?
Hang on, I brought him in too early.
All right, here we go. We got Sorber here with us. Good evening here, Dustin. How's it going? Dustin Sorber, you got a copy?
I don't guess he's got that much to say.
I guess I'm not there, Frank. Dustin Sorber, you around?
I'll keep him in here. I'll go ahead and grab Aaron. We'll see if we can get Dustin's mic working.
All right.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, there he is. There comes Dustin. There, Dustin. How's it going tonight?
You got me?
Yeah, we got you loud and clear.
Hello?
Yeah, you there?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, hold on.
How's it going there tonight, Dustin?
Good, how are you?
I'm going well, man. You had that 9 working for you pretty good there tonight for the Nerd eSim or the Nerd eSports, and kind of take us through. What did you think of the Myrtle Beach tonight? Oh, you got to get in there, Dustin? Sounds like
it was fast. It was good. I started out pretty bad, but once I got in the rhythm, it was real good.
Well, we noticed that you might have got into that outside wall somewhere along the line as that right side seems pushed in a little bit.
All right, well, let me pull Aaron in.
Alrighty. Good evening there, Aaron Longworth. How's it going?
I got the delay. Hold on.
Bear with us here as we try to figure out where the drivers are at here. You there, Aaron?
Yes, sir. I've got you now.
All right. Good evening there, Longworth. How do you think you felt here at Myrtle? You apparently didn't find those railroad tracks that Billy laid down.
No, he was right smart faster than me there at the beginning. We only had one set of tires on the car, so I was just trying to do what I could to save those. But yeah, I'll give it to Billy. He was quick, man. Beat me by like 10 seconds or something like that. But I'm happy with a P2 finish. That's better than where I thought I would be standing at the beginning of the night. So I'll take it.
Well, a far cry from what we had in the street stocks, I'll say that much.
Yeah, most definitely. I was waiting on a caution to come out, but it never did. And I mean, I wasn't mad about it. It was a fun green flag race. I enjoy it when it's like that. It really brings tire conservation into the picture when it's like that.
Almost definitely it does. And I mean, because you just never know. I mean, you could try to push and count on a caution, and you could end up messing yourself up because you don't have any tires left, and now you got this big green flag run.
Yes, sir.
So you got sponsor shout-outs. Anybody you want to thank for getting that second place here tonight?
I'd like to shout out to my brother Samuel and then Keenan for running with us tonight. They're some pretty good buddies. And shout out to Frank for hosting the league and having us and everything like that. Super fun. And shout out to my buddy Jason also. He was supposed to race tonight, but I think he wound up having Wi-Fi connection issues, so we missed him. So try to get him in here next week, see how he can do.
Yeah, he sent me a message saying he was scared to run, so.
Well, it sounds like Jason.
Scared to run?
He's scared of Frank. That's what it is. He knows Frank is going to blow his doors off.
Ah, okay.
Or run into him, one or the other.
Well, I mean, you definitely had a great run there tonight. Can't wait to see what next week holds. And still too early to talk about points, but man, you guys are putting on a show here, most definitely.
It was fun, super fun. It seems like everybody's pretty clean and everything like that, so it looks like it's going to be an enjoyable time.
That is until, short track racing style ends up rearing its ugly head.
I'm sure it'll have its times. It always does.
I mean, these tracks are just so short and so tight. It's just, the inevitable is going to happen.
Most definitely. It's not if, but when.
Exactly. Exactly. So, congrats. You have yourself a great night there, Aaron, and we'll be talking to you next week, maybe.
Hopefully so. You guys have a good weekend.
You too. All right. Do we have Bigley around?
Do we want to
I don't know if he's
Dustin one
in
more time?
You there, Dustin?
Yeah, I got good now.
Okay. Well, you did a great job there in that 9, as we said, and looked like you got into the outside wall there a little bit as we saw right side damage on the side of that machine.
Yeah, it actually helped the car turn a little bit, believe it or not.
Well, that's not a reason to go and beat the right side of the car up, though.
No, but yeah,
I mean,
it was real tight to start, but once I got in the wall there, it loosened up pretty good, and I had a good battle there with Frank. And
I mean, I know
stuff up
drivers
there.
have done that a few times where you get in that outside wall a little bit to, re-bend that toe a little bit.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think it worked because I was doing pretty good there towards the end. I was running probably 4/10 slower than the leader.
Maybe.
Based on lap times, anyway.
I mean, the leader had himself out close to a, 11-second interval.
Oh yeah, he was way out there, but I was getting close to lap times with him. So. Towards the end, anyways, not towards the beginning. I was way off in the beginning. I saved too much.
Well, you definitely wanted to make sure you saved for the end. I mean, you didn't want to burn the stuff off too quickly tonight. I mean, we had an excellent green flag run here. Couldn't ask for anything better here at Myrtle Beach for the late model stocks. And you got sponsor shout-outs. Anybody you want to thank for getting third?
Oh yeah, I'll thank my company, Dusty Pete's, Nerd Motorsports, Dustin Longston, and Nerditudes. You guys for putting on the broadcast, and Frank for doing the league. It's been fun so far, and we're only 2 weeks in.
Well, like I said, to Aaron, it's still too early to talk points, but it's been exciting so far.
Oh yeah, it's only a matter of time before things start getting tight.
That's for sure. And I know I definitely like the tight points races. I've seen them come down to 2 to 4 points in leagues I've broadcasted. So let's hope SRA can be right there with them.
Oh yeah, we're gonna put on a show, that's for sure.
All right, we have yourself a great night and a great weekend there, Dustin.
Yep, thanks, you too.
All right, good evening there, Billy. How's it going?
Good as Corey, not Billy. I know it says Billy on the thing. It's Corey.
Oh, okay. So Corey, how's it going?
Good.
Well, that's good. Did you go around and pick up all your railroad tracks that you left out there?
Oh, on the yeah, yeah. I messed up in the street stock race. That was my fault. I messed up, and I learned my lesson there. Just I got a little too. I don't know if I got too aggressive or, like Chris said, he was a little too soft. It's fine. And then, but this race, I knew I had to be smart. I just took my time this time.
I thought that's what your plan was in the street stocks.
It was. I wasn't trying to be that aggressive. It just, I think I don't know if he parked it too much in the center, and it just got me too. I don't know if he parked it, and I just hit him a couple of times. I didn't try to get into him, but yeah, that happened, and I was done for the race. But it's fine. I just got it out of my head and went on to the next race.
Well, and that's a testament to some of these drivers here on iRacing is how quickly can they turn something like what happened you saw happen there in the street stocks that was race ending and come back and be able to make sure you got the head cleared enough to stay out front and run the race you need to in the next series.
Yeah, I just was at first. I knew with these cars because these are like I really like running these cars. I run these a lot in fixed in the. I run the fixed a lot in the official races, and I really like these cars. And I knew I was when I got out to lead, I just knew when I wanted to take off, and I fired off when I wanted to, and I knew the lap, and I just did that, and I just drove away. And then when I got behind those lap cars with 2 to go, I'm not gonna mess with them. I'm not gonna pass them. I'm just gonna ride behind them. I'm not gonna try to mess up their racing.
Well, yeah, you definitely played it cool there behind the lap traffic and just worked around them when you needed to and stayed behind whenever else that worked. And you did a great job navigating the late model stock here tonight.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I just like I said, this is pretty much my bread and butter. I like these cars. It's just I run these cars a lot, and I have fun with these.
You got sponsor shout-outs. Anybody you want to thank for getting that victory here tonight?
I just got to thank Steer Motorsports and then Frank for putting us on, and then you guys for putting it on so I can go back and watch it. And I'm not going to be here next week. I'm going to miss a couple weeks because of real racing. That's the only hard part with the Fridays. I can't race I have to race every now and then.
Well, where do you race IRL?
IRL, I run at Freedom Factory. I run at Auburndale. And that's pretty much it. It's in a pro truck because you can see on my Discord stuff. That's what I run. But my brother is going to be racing at the Rattler next week, or this coming up week. Sorry, this coming up week on Saturday. He's running 2 classes. He's running a super late model and a sportsman. My brother is.
That's pretty cool. So good luck next week, and hopefully you guys don't tear anything up too bad.
No, I don't think we should. My brother's pretty smart about it because it's like I said, it's our own equipment, and my brother we all work on the car. We know the deal, and it's just it's a family. What's called like family team. But yeah,
it's a whole family affair.
Yep, and it's like I said, it takes a lot of work to get if you mess them up. We know that, but yeah, we know the deal, and it takes a lot of time to get them back fixed. But I'm like I don't race that many races my brother does, but I get to run at least a handful at least a year.
Now you're saying pro truck. What type of truck is that? Is that the like the off-road style?
No. It's asphalt.
Okay.
It's the asphalt circle track truck, but I run. I think they're like Monte Carlo chassis with.
Okay.
But we're allowed to mess with we're not allowed to mess with the lowers, but we're allowed to mess with the uppers. But we're still stock. Like the front is still all stock, and
Okay.
the rear you're allowed to run a 9-inch Chevy or a Ford 9-inch and a Chevy. You're allowed to run a Chevy rear end also, but I'm only allowed to run 602 crates. That's it.
Okay. Well,
I mean,
congrats.
it's like it's a pretty much a stock truck, but you can do like setup with it. You can change springs and do all that.
Okay. Stuff to make it handle a little better.
Yeah, a lot better.
All right. Well, you have yourself a great night, Corey, and enjoy your weekend, and good luck next week.
Yep, thank you. And yeah, I'll be leaving on Wednesday night. I'll see you because it's gonna. Yep, we gotta practice on Thursday. That's why.
All righty. Well, good luck. Have yourself a great time, and we'll see you when you come back.
Yep. Thank you guys, and I'll see you the next time I come back.
All righty. Well, that'll wrap it up here from Myrtle Beach. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see how things go next Friday night when we take on, I believe it is something national. Southern National. I knew it started with an S, and the other was National. I just had the first name slipped my mind there for a moment. So thank you there, Frank. And man, this is some league you've got getting put on here.
Well, first and foremost, I got to thank everyone in this league for being patient with me while I set this up. I flew in from Toronto last night, got home around midnight, hadn't been at my computer all week. Between that and work, trying to get this, and baseball practice for the kids, trying to get this set up, there was mistakes made. So I apologize to the people that was affected. But no, these guys, like you said, you have a lap one wreck in one race, and then everybody stays and then puts on a caution-free race in an even higher horsepower car that, doesn't like to be manhandled, that needs some finesse. It's a testament to the guys that we got put in this league, and I'll stack any of these guys up against anybody.
That's for sure. And from the racing we saw last week, that whole turn one incident there, or lap one incident we saw there in the street stocks, that's not very common you see here at SRA.
No, like I said, when we put this league together, we didn't just do a come one, come all. We did a recruitment race where, or a series of recruitment races where we would study how everyone handled in traffic. We didn't necessarily take the fastest guy or the guy with the best looking paint scheme or the biggest name. If we were able to run side by side with them, that's who we wanted in the league, not just somebody who's just going to get that position because they just want to go through to get it, right? So it's slower growth that way when you grow your league that manner, but the quality is better. And I think if we can put on a quality product like we did tonight, which, I mean, the late model race should speak for itself about the quality of the guys, and even when we all wrecked out in the street stocks, we're still ripping on each other in Discord. So it's a quality environment. I want to invite everyone who wants this kind of racing to come on out, but yeah, leave your feelings at the door in Discord because we'll rip on each other pretty good.
Well, you didn't quite have the night you were hoping for, but I mean, from a league owner standpoint, I'm sure you couldn't be more pleased.
Oh yeah, I got to pay for a race car now for sure for street stocks. Bought a brand new race car, and it's no longer legal. It won't fit the template anymore, to say the least. But no, coming out and having one of my cars win the race, it's a blast. It really is.
Well, we'll see you next week there, Frank, and hopefully everybody sticks with us. I know I'm having a blast here on Friday nights. It looks like all the drivers are having a blast as well, and so we'll see you next week.
All right, looking forward to it.